So this is Dr. Berg, and we're going to do a little video on debugging weight loss. We have Connie with us, and I want to kind of go through kind of your history. When you were, I guess, in high school, what did you weigh?
About 115 for a number of years.
It's like petite. So here you are going along, and then when did you start noticing that you started to gain some weight?
Well, I had two children, and then a relationship with my husband who was psychotic.
Yeah, yeah.
Started to just push a lot of stress and just trying to survive day to day. Became stuck on survive.
Yeah, you were actually in flight or fight because we did a little test, and your body is in flight or fight. That's that adrenal stress.
Mhm.
And so, what age did you notice that the weight started when you started gaining weight?
Well, when you live with someone that has emotional disorders, when you're in a safety net of family, there's a feeling of security. At about 34, we'd been married a number of years, and the children started to get older, and we moved away from that safety net of my father's presence, and it just became very crazy at that time, with a lot more happening, and it just wasn't ever a relaxed setting.
Right.
It was always pins and needles. You never knew how that person was going to react to anything you did. It was like jump through this hoop and one hurdle after another, but the hurdles always got moved out a little further.
Yeah.
Until you were the one that was led to believe you were the nut.
Right. Yeah. They make you feel like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then you had this marriage that was not great. Actually, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that, and then you had, I think it was like within a matter of, was it a year that you had 19 loss of people that you lost?
Yes. Many people started just exiting, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and it was just an incredible number of people that left this world very quickly in very rapid succession. And after my husband's passing, he committed suicide. I moved to Ohio to just get out of Dodge. I couldn't be around those surroundings any longer. I had two children there in Michigan, but I needed to leave. And in my leaving and coming to Ohio to work, there was just more stress and more changes, and my body just wasn't able to cope anymore. And more weight every year just continued to pile on. And then health issues started to crop up with, diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder, which was just from all of the traumas of my past and living with this man. And then female issues, going forth with, looking at either having hormone replacement therapy or antidepressants because of the depression and the mood swings and the anxiety. And it was just, they wanted to give me one drug after another, and I just kept backing away from it because I don't believe in that type of process. That's not for me. I wanted to do it naturally, but naturally I went out and walked every day, and I could try to eat right, and nothing was making the sympathetic system work with me. It was working against me at every turn.
Yeah, you told me about that because what happened is that you tried pretty much everything on the planet, and then
Low calorie diets,
low calorie diets.
work.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, they say that just eat less and exercise more, you'll be fine. So you eventually got to a point where you're just kind of stuck, and I think somehow you kind of stumbled on some of the videos that I had, and then you're watching those for a while, and then you came out from Ohio, and you're here for like a week. So what we found was you're in flight or fight, so we began to do acupressure, which is a stress extraction technique. And tell me kind of what you're feeling as we're doing this.
Well, I kind of felt like I was in one of those air-filled jumping bouncy type things, or that I was kind of like zipped into one of these sumo wrestler suits, and I was just kind of bouncing off the world. I think I mentioned to you the other day that no one would go to a sports event with me, because if you sat in the bleachers with me, I was jiggling all the time. I was on constant move, constant just stress movement.
Yeah. Vibration.
Even at night, I would wake up and find myself rocking and moving, because I just didn't feel good in my skin.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a nice place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first day here, it was like being unzipped out of that, and someone taking me out of that bouncy, just,
Mm-hmm.
my body feels relaxed like it hasn't felt in years.
Wow.
It's, I know the trauma is still there, and I've worked through the traumas, but now I feel like I'm free.
That's awesome.
It's my body has responded now,
Mm-hmm.
along with being stuck.
That's great, because the physical body is like a sponge, and it holds on the stress. And so everyone's focused on, oh, change your diet, exercise more. But on top of a body that is a stress bucket, it doesn't work. So basically, it's a very common story where you have a stress trigger that needs to be removed. So if anyone's trying to lose weight and you're going along, and then all of a sudden you start gaining weight and it's not coming off, there's always something that occurs just before that. In your situation, it was living with a psychopath, and you had 19 losses in a very short period of time. That's a tremendous shock to your system. And so how can the hormones work? It shuts everything down.
Right.
So you can be on a diet forever. So I've had people go on a vacation, removing out of the environment from all these people, and eat poorly and lose a ton of weight. So we know the stress will just tear you down.
Yeah.
So I think that's great, Connie. So I'm so glad that you got out here. But now you can start to heal, and you're going to be able to sleep. And
Well, the techniques that you use here are phenomenal to very quickly allow that sympathetic nervous system to let go. It's amazing. I'm still in awe, because I've done massages and saunas and anything that I could do to relax the body. But until this has been just amazing.
that's great. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.